So you know, some people use this expression when they feel something unfair happen, they say, that person raped me. I was like shocked when I heard that. So let's have an example. So your roommate has an exam and comes back from the exam and says, that exam was so unfair, that professor raped me. So you could just say, I would really appreciate it if you don't use that word that way. I was raped, you know, my freshman year, and I don't appreciate that. That's confrontational, right? Or it's telling your feelings. You could say, oh, that's really too bad. I have an exam tomorrow too. I hope it's not unfair. Right? That's changing the subject. That's indirect. Or you could say, what happened? I studied so hard and I was all prepared, and the professor said we were going to have questions about this, and all the questions are about this, and it was totally a rip-off. And I could say, well, I could understand how you feel. I would be really upset too. And you kind of sympathize with the ouch, right? The ouch is I studied really hard and I didn't get to tell what I knew because something else was on the exam. So after you have this conversation for a while, you could say, well, I'm curious, why did you say the professor raped me? Well, it's just an expression. It's because I felt like such a victim. And then you could say, well, do you think the way you feel as a victim of an unfair exam is the same way someone feels who's sexually assaulted and physically violated? And the person say, well, no, it isn't like the same. And then you could say, well, I could relate to how you feel, but maybe the next time you feel that way, you don't have to use that word. So could you see how if you're willing to have a conversation like that with someone, you could get them to a point where they might understand not to use that word, even though they felt, quote unquote, raped? That's what this skill is about.